Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
Hey everybody, Inside the Force here. Dave Cottingham with Casey Cooley.
Hello everybody.
Welcome back to a galaxy far, far away where we're talking everything Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is all we'll say about that. So get used to it.
All kinds of Star Wars news this week. We've got some big stuff to talk about, including the Season 1 finale of Star Wars Rebels.
Indeed.
Incredible episode.
Yes.
And then we'll also talk about some Episode 7 news, get you caught up on the latest comic that hit the shelves this week, Princess Leia #1. Talk a little bit about the brand new release of Heir to the Jedi, which is the third canon novel in the Star Wars continuity. Then whatever news else pops up, we will discuss, including, I guess, the one big kind of upsetting news that hit us within the last couple of days. But first, of course, check us out at InsideTheForce.com for all of our show, every episode of our show, and links to all their Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And, of course, you can subscribe right there from iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, and our RSS feed, if whatever you prefer. So hit us up there, InsideTheForce.com. And now on to what has become some disturbing news.
Yes, the other day, depending on when you're listening to this show, Harrison Ford, Han Solo himself, who is a pilot, he's a very avid aviator, I guess you can say. He was piloting a little... it was basically like a fighter jet, and something happened, and he crashed the plane in a golf course in California. It was supposedly, the way the pictures and the way they've been reported, that it was actually a pretty intense crash, and Harrison Ford suffered several, not critical or fatal, but just intense injuries through cause of the crash. Basically, what is being said is he is stable. He's in the hospital. He's stable. But he's just very battered up. He's got several intense cuts and gashes in his head. Apparently, they found him bleeding quite a bit. There were a couple of doctors on the scene at the golf course, thankfully, who found him and called the ambulance to come pick him up. And there was some footage even of seeing him being put on a gurney and put in the ambulance, which was pretty upsetting images. But seems to be he is doing... with all things considered, he's doing okay. His son tweeted out that he is actually... I'm going to try to pull up this tweet because it's actually a very inspiring tweet. It says, his son tweeted out, "At the hospital, Dad is okay, battered, but okay." This is my favorite part. "He is every bit the man you would think he is. He is an incredibly strong man." So, I mean, it's just... And everybody else on Twitter, Mark Hamill, Peter Mayhew, everybody... is, of course, giving their prayers and thoughts out to Harrison Ford and his family. But, yeah, I mean, it was really very scary to hear about this. I mean, I've been reading about it. Apparently, he's crashed several times in the course of his piloting days.
Jeez.
But, I mean, he's an experienced pilot. I mean, he's kind of, notorious for suffering injuries just filming his movies in general. Like, he, had that ankle injury last year shooting Star Wars. But I mean, a lot of he is the man that everybody believes he is in his movies. Like, he is an incredible, strong human being. So it doesn't surprise me to hear that doctors are saying that he is expected to have a full recovery. I hope and pray that is true, because he's just an awesome human. But No, I mean, he seems to be doing okay, thankfully, but dang, if that wasn't a scary crash that we saw on TV. Like, they released a clip of, audio clip of him on those playing radio, like, radio to, I guess,
really?
whatever, like, say, like Mayday, Mayday kind of thing. And I mean, that was scary just hearing him saying all this stuff, but,
who was in the plane?
it was just him.
Oh, it was just
I
him.
think it was a one-man, no, it was a two-man fighter pilot, but himself was just in it himself. But, yeah, I mean, it was very startling news. But he seems to be doing okay.
Wow.
Can't lose him.
No. I think he's got a couple more movies still to do.
Yeah.
Not that that's more important,
no.
but,
I need to at least meet him before he goes.
Harrison, yeah.
I need to see him with my own eyes.
No, I don't think he is. He's not confirmed. I mean,
He's not. No, he's not coming to the celebration.
Yeah. I mean, I don't,
I think he could.
It's possible he could have been, on the list coming. Who knows? Yeah. With Carrie and Mark going, and it being in Anaheim, I wouldn't see why I wouldn't, but who knows? All right. So, what else? Anything else from episode 7?
Episode 7. Well, there's been a lot of more rumors coming out with characters and whatnot that I haven't really been paying much attention to, just because I don't really care for rumors, honestly. But
yeah,
the most recent thing that I actually did pay attention to was the rumor for the new trailer that's coming out. I do look at those just because it's not like with all these rumors that we've been getting, and with some of them being confirmed because of the trailer, I'm even more hesitant now to read about potential rumors and spoilers. But trailers, don't really have much spoilers in them, so I will read trailer rumors if that logic makes sense to you. So there is a new rumor for the second trailer out that seems, it's a description that could seem legit. It seems plausible, because a lot of the times, like, we had several descriptions of trailers before the first trailer was released.
Right.
One of them was mostly true, but this one seems like it actually could be true, because the way it seems, this has been coming from several sources, have kind of been describing the same thing. It's about like a minute and a half long. It's going to be aired during Celebration, and after that, probably for Age of Ultron, is what the rumor says.
Yes.
But the description, we could describe it in detail, I suppose. We can read the description. But it's essentially the trailer that we kind of been waiting for from the first one.
So
honestly.
Skip if you don't want to hear this, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, yeah.
Skip ahead like 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Or a minute.
Yeah, it's always scary, though, when you skip ahead, because you always may hear us say something like, there's like one word that we'll say that will spoil everything. And that's happened to me before. But the, let's see here. Yeah, so basically the description opens up kind of the same way, it seems like. Opens up on that same desert planet. But instead you see the destroyed AT-AT, the pictures that we've been seeing of this destroyed AT-AT.
Yeah.
I guess it's referencing the same one. So the desert planet, we see that AT-AT on its side, and then voiceover from Lupita Nyong'o's character saying, "I shall show you the story." And then it's set up very much like the first trailer, it seems like. So she says, "I shall show you the story," then goes to a forest location with some castle or something. Okay, but that's it. Nice. And then there's some opening at the large tree, and whatever, just a forested area, whatever. And the voiceover continues. It says, "Of who you seek." So it's, "I shall show you the story of who you seek." Next shot, it's a large city in a tropical location near a body of water. Voiceover says, "The one who taught me." Then another shot, a cloaked figure on top of some steps, on top of a hill with some mountains around him. Then voiceover continues saying, "I know why the weapon came to you." Then cut to John Boyega and Daisy Ridley and a small blue alien with a CG face in a dark cave. And then John Boyega's character Finn takes a lightsaber and ignites it, revealing a green blade. And then Daisy Ridley's character, Rey, is in the background, and she looks disturbed. This sounds very much like that concept art. This pretty much describes that same concept art that we got a while back. So again, this could be somebody just kind of inventing this based off the information we've already gotten, or this could be legit, which, I mean, most likely it could very well be legit. I mean, that concept art looks like it could be real. So, yeah, Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and that CG character who we kind of thought would be Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Next to this green, not a blue lightsaber, which was shown in the concept art. This is what described here, a green lightsaber.
Luke's lightsaber, right, from Return.
Seems like it. Then there's a lot of quick shots. One of Han Solo wearing a brown duster, looking past the camera. Now, that brown duster, again, incorporates some concept art we've seen of Han Solo, how he's dressed. So around brown duster, kind of like trench coat type thing.
Mm-hmm.
A black TIE fighter attacking a forest location that was shown earlier. Kylo Ren, which isn't here said to be Adam Driver, but that's who we kind of thought to believe it's Adam Driver. So Kylo Ren in a point of view shot approaching someone on the ground. Now, I feel like the way that they're describing it is it's the point of view of the person on the ground, maybe?
Yeah.
Now, so this point of view shot, you see Kylo Ren coming to this person on the ground. You see his mask, the dark mask with the silver kind of golden little lines, accents on the face. Mm-hmm. And he has this crossguard saber, and it's ignited. Next shot, people running in the city that we saw earlier in the trailer. Next shot, R2-D2 beeping. Then C-3PO and Princess Leia. And it looks like a base command center, the way it's described here. Now, more voiceover, this time from Andy Serkis' character, saying, "Don't get too sentimental," which is an awesome line, I feel like. It kind of, almost, it's like, I don't know what it was to do with the movie, but to me it's almost like a, I don't know, like a kind of a wink to some Star Wars fans in a way. Don't get too sentimental about old things, maybe. So with that voiceover playing, we see Han Solo looking at Princess Leia, or just Leia, I guess. I don't know if she's a princess still.
Yeah.
Then walking away from her towards the Falcon with Chewie, which sounds hilarious. Sounds like a cool shot. Next, a snowy forest from the first trailer, that same one, I guess, that Kylo Ren was in. Slow shot of John Boyega's character holding the saber. Looks like he's protecting Daisy Ridley from someone, as we hear Han Solo say, "You can do this, kid. I believe in you." And the final shot of this trailer is a close-up of a hooded figure looking up, and we reveal that it's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Boom. So,
boom. Title sequence.
That's it. So that sounds like, I mean, sure, that sounds like a great trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound too like crazy and elaborate.
It's another teaser.
Yeah.
No time limit. No time. Total running time on this yet.
But yeah, it sounds really good. So yeah, the voiceover, which sounds interesting. I mean, we get finally something from Lupita Nyong'o. So far, nothing from Domhnall Gleeson that we've heard of. But yeah, so she says, "I shall show you the story of the one you seek, of who you seek, the one who taught me."
Mm-hmm.
Then she says, "I know why the weapon came to you," which actually reveals, I think, some stuff about the story, because we've always read that the lightsaber just falls, and it just so happens to land in this one area. So she almost says, if I'm connecting this right, that the weapon kind of came to them as if sent to them.
Right, because there's rumors that John Boyega possibly was a Jedi.
Yeah.
Or in the...
Yeah.
Like a youngling, I guess, maybe during the Clone Wars.
Yeah. So it's,
So he's not a full-fledged Jedi, but...
Yeah. I mean, we've only seen him with the lightsaber pretty much, except for him and Kylo Ren. So almost like Luke Skywalker sent the lightsaber to him, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. But who's saying it's the one who taught me? Lupita is saying that, right?
Yeah.
So is she like a apprentice?
Yeah. Everybody thinks she's going to be a bad girl, but she could be a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
Good lady.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. She's
awesome.
Just a Jedi, another Jedi in exile or something. I don't know. Or she's referring to someone else. I don't know.
If you want to see it, I suggest you make your way to Anaheim.
Book your tickets now.
Star Wars Celebration, April 16th and 19th.
Yeah.
Go check that out. Okay, what else?
I'm so unprepared. Not much really with
that's it,
episode
really.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's I mean, kind of related. Ian McDiarmid's been confirmed. For
yeah.
Celebration Anaheim.
True.
So let's go ahead and start a rumor. He's going to be in episode 7. That's why he's going to Anaheim. I don't know, but that's not true.
Probably not true.
That's not true at all.
Well, real quick before I think we have a lot to talk about with the Rebels, so let's get to first up this past Wednesday, new comic, the third comic, canon comic that is that started up, and that is Princess Leia #1. This pretty cool the way this started. It starts literally right after the
like
medal
seconds.
ceremony.
Almost like as soon as that iris happens at the end of episode 4,
It pretty much
and then
starts right
boom.
there.
And they're
Yeah.
like, okay, they're talking.
So what did you think? This one, again, it's Princess Leia #1. It is written by Mark Waid
Yes.
and drawn by Rachel Dodson. So and Terry Dodson. So what do you think?
Dotson. We got Dotson here.
Dodson.
I mean, I was actually really anticipating this comic more so than others just because of Mark Waid. I know I love his writing. He's in a way a very ballsy writer when it comes to comic books sometimes if he just kind of has his own way with things. I mean, this is Star Wars and Disney, so he may be, I don't know. Can't see him being limited too much, but I'm excited about this. I mean, this first comic, I mean, it wasn't like a kind of a slap in your face like Darth Vader was, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing too crazy happened really, but it was still. I'm still pretty. I mean, I'm in it. I'm can't wait for the next one just because Leia. I mean, with all these different Star Wars comics that we've been getting, like the one we got last year with Dark Horse. You know, Vader was still kind of, you know, they always wrote Vader as trying to recover from how he failed the Emperor. Leia's always trying to recover from Alderaan, that kind of thing. That's still the way it is with this one. Like, Leia's still kind of like trying to, like, but this is a little different. She's actually, and I thought that was very interesting. She's not like what we've been seeing, like she's so dramatic and depressed all the time, which she is internally, but she's still trying to kind of keep this cold gaze of a politician as a leader.
Yeah.
And she's trying to still have a say in what's going on. Like, she wants to fight. Honestly, she wants to have a bigger role, but Don Donna they're like kind of putting her on the back burner and trying to keep her safe. So I like seeing her almost put in a different situation, whereas she's, you know, not always fighting that we see in the movies. That she's actually she's being kind of undermined in a way. You know, we know her as Princess Leia, but she really isn't the leader that we see her in the movies. Like, she's kind of getting to that point.
Right.
So I like seeing that kind of story arc and that progression in this. So I'm interested in that and seeing what she does. And, you know, we were introduced into a female rebel character in this one, which I mean, we don't see too often. But
No. A fellow
Interesting.
Alderanian.
That's true, yeah. They actually knew her mother. It was like mentored by her mother, which
Right.
we never hear about Princess Leia's mother. So
Right.
no, it seems cool. And there was a little moment with Luke in this comic, which I don't know if it was like a romantic moment with
I
Luke.
think they were hinting at it a little bit,
So-
but really weird.
Don't do it. Just
yeah,
don't do that.
yeah.
But
Just stay off of that.
well, Mark Waid might have some fun with that. I mean, it's so it's not, you know, it's I don't want to say this is bad because it's got all girls in it, but I'm interested in it. It's not as action packed so far as the other ones that we've been reading, but I'm still engaged by the story.
Yeah, and I love how they're not. I mean, it's just no gap. You know,
Yeah.
it's like right after the episode 4 ends.
Yeah, and this is a little bit before the other comics, though, right?
It seems like it. It seems
Yeah.
like it's right because in Star Wars, it's their first mission basically after.
Yeah.
So this is before that. You know, it's funny you brought up the Brian Wood book from Dark Horse last year because that took place technically 6 months later after episode 4. If it was continuity, but it's not, but it's different how the characters are really different. Like like you said, like Leia in that, they're okay with her searching for a new base and out. And this one, they're really being protective.
Right.
You know, Admiral Akbar, General
Don Donna.
That's
how
yeah.
I say it, at least. That's really how it is.
They are just like, look at this bounty that the Empire's put on your head now. You know, you're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You're too valuable. Which to me is more realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, she just helped blow the Death Star up. You know,
she really wasn't anybody.
No.
In the episode 4.
Pretty much no. She was
ambassador.
Yeah, she was a secret ambassador for Bail. Sent on missions. You know, I mean, he basically sent her to get Obi-Wan because he couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they intercepted the plans. You know, the transmission. That's the only reason that she really got involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is it's pretty cool. I don't know really where it's going. I don't know why they're really going to Naboo at the end of this thing.
Yeah, that was a interesting thing.
But it's setting up for you know a series like you said with these two women from Alderaan that because we don't really know. I mean, right now basically the premise is we got to find a new base.
Yeah.
Yavin 4, they know where we're at. You know, we got to go. So, you know, that's really the premise is the evacuation.
I wonder if this will be the more just political, story-based, plots, you know, based kind of story. Whereas Star Wars is, you know, action, you know, fun, adventure. Right. Darth Vader's more dramatic, I guess you can say maybe. And this is more maybe smart, plot-based, political-based. Maybe, I don't know. Or I'm just an idiot and I'm wrong, and they're all crazy, awesome action Star Wars, blow up in your face, boom, boom, boom. But, you know, we'll see.
We'll see. So go check that out. Next week, Star Wars number 3 actually comes out. So we'll talk about that book next week. Mm-hmm. Tuesday marked the release of Heir to the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Hair.
Brand Hair.
Hair to the Jedi.
Jedi. Kevin Hearn is the author of this book, the third book in the canon series. I started reading it. I didn't read any preview of this thing or anything. A little stunned by the, you know, how it's written.
The storytelling technique?
Yeah, which is first person account of Luke Skywalker.
Weird.
So you're reading basically the story as Luke is telling it. To be honest, I got into the first few chapters, but the biggest thing is, which is weird, is I'm kind of reading some negativity about this book, mainly because of the style a little bit, and then just I think there's just really the comparison with the other two canon books, which is A New Dawn and Tarkin. They're kind of saying this is kind of the lesser of the two of the three. So
looks like the shortest one.
It is. It really isn't that bad. It's only 200 and what was it? 287 pages. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty easy read. Mm-hmm. And again, I think in a lot of reviews I've been reading is how the plot isn't really that complicated. I guess in a sense, it's really straightforward. He kind of Luke, that is, kind of teams up with a new character and to run a mission, and it really isn't that much involved, and blah blah blah. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Apparently, what I read also was this story was actually supposed to be part of a 3-book series that ended up being Legends. And they converted this into a continuity book after the merger, and what they said they were going to deem some books canon. So this was supposed to be released as a Legends book.
So it was already being
written.
It was already on track, and they're just like, hey, let's just throw this.
Yeah, let's just change it a little bit and make it canon.
Yeah.
So that is out there right now at your local bookstore or online. I'm pretty sure you can get it on Amazon or Kindle, and you can get the audio book of it as well. So I would, anybody out there that's reading, that has read Expanding Universe stuff, I mean, obviously you're probably reading this stuff. You're probably getting, you're probably picking up these novels. So keep doing that so they can keep pumping more at us. The next book, what was it called? Lords of the Sith, I think. Yeah, I think that one's coming out here in a couple months. So you want to check that as well. I was trying to look up. I was gonna
look up something. The release date.
Well, I was gonna say no. I was gonna say what book it was. I was trying to look at what it was part of, but I can't find it right now. But maybe I'll find it later. Okay. Anyway, big thing that happened obviously this week too is the season 1 finale.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars Rebels. Now this was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Fire Across the Galaxy is what the episode was called. They hyped it so much they actually made a trailer for this.
Yeah.
For this episode, but I didn't need it to watch it.
Yeah.
So what was your a lot of things happened in this. What was your initial shot of it?
I loved it. I mean, it just made me think too that overall the whole season of the show, that it feels more like I don't know if this maybe makes sense, but more like a TV show than the Clone Wars did. Like this has a more of a story arc, I feel like. And like this, than Clone Wars. Clone Wars had a lot of, 2-parters, 3-parters, and some single stories. This whole season of Rebels was similar, and these guys were going on different missions, but it still felt all part of the same arc in a way, like, starting this rebellion, kind of gaining more ground and defeating the Empire kind of thing. But that's why, like, this season finale, it just has such a heavy impact. Like, it felt like a culminating, like the season finales of Star Wars, the Clone Wars didn't have this much of an impact for me, at least. Like this Rebels one, it just, like I really felt like I didn't know what was going to happen. Because we talked a lot about here where, we thought Inquisitor was going to die, Kanan was going to die, or Ezra was going to die, or a combination, of the three were going to die. And I feel like all the gloves are off pretty much with these characters. Kind of know what was going to happen. So I was, pretty much on the edge of my seat the whole time. And that fight, I mean, probably the best part, of course, was that fight at the end, the lightsaber battle between Ezra, Kanan, and Inquisitor. I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
Because the whole time between Inquisitor and Kanan, it's kind of been not anticlimactic, but it kind of, fell flat a little bit just because I've always thought, Inquisitors, he's not the greatest dark Jedi user, and Kanan's not the best Jedi, or not, I mean, dark Force user, I'm sorry, and Kanan's not the best Jedi. But this one, like, they're amazing. They're like, swordsmanship is awesome, and then you have Ezra thrown into the mix, and like when Kanan starts using Ezra's lightsaber, like as the shooting it and lightsaber and fighting him and shooting and fighting him like that, is like, and that combination was just really cool. That was a great part. And like Inquisitor himself too, I think this was his best episode.
Yep, I agree.
And he really shined as the villain in this, and I loved it towards the end when he thinks that, of course, again, spoilers, people, but you've had time to watch it. When he thought Ezra died, and he starts like smiling at Kanan, he gives the creepiest, dorkiest smile, almost like he doesn't know how to smile, so he's just like trying to smile, like the Inquisitor's like weird, like evil smile he gives. Like it was just his, I say performance, but the way they animated the Inquisitor and Jason Isaacs, voice acting was amazing. Like,
yes.
I thought it was great. And of course the ending was awesome too. The good cliffhanger.
Yes. So my first and foremost, it definitely felt like a season finale.
Yeah.
I mean, they added so much elements to it. I thought that the way it all played out was pretty perfect, especially when they left the self-destruct stuff on, or the destruction of the Star Destroyer that they were on.
Yeah.
How it's pretty awesome. All of a sudden, these rebel starships just show up with Chopper, you know, and then help them escape. I thought, and then of course when that happened, you knew you were opened to finding out who Fulcrum was.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see Bale first, but we called it.
Pretty much, yeah, called it hit on the head.
We're absolutely, and I think a lot of people out there had that kind of same thought. Yeah. But even though we kind of called it, I mean, how surprised were you to actually see Ahsoka?
Oh, that was really cool. It was still,
and it's still actually X9.
Yeah,
because there was some debate over them casting somebody else to voice Ahsoka.
Right. It was like was it the French
actress
or something like that? Yeah.
But it is actually X9 from the Clone Wars.
I mean, it's crazy. The whole Ahsoka story has just been insane. Just because, like, you know, she was a new character in Clone Wars. Everybody thought she was going to die just because, you know, she's on it in the movies. But you fell in love with her, you know, and it was just sad to see her go. And then everybody thought she'll be in episode 7. What's going to happen to her? You know, it was almost. In my thinking, it was almost because season 5 was the last season of Clone Wars. It was canceled, the last official season. That, you know, they had planned maybe to bring her back in Clone Wars, but they didn't have that opportunity. So did they plan from the very beginning that she was going to show up in Rebels, like all this kind of stuff? And there actually is an answer to that in a way. Dave Filoni has talked about that, but just seeing her come back, it was like a relief for me, and thinking like, great, she wasn't just forgotten into the midst of Star Wars mythology. You know, she actually has a future, and like it seems like a super important part in the Star Wars mythology, not just as Anakin's Padawan, but helping to start the rebellion. That is huge. That's awesome. And season 2, it might even get any crazier. Like talks of, you know, she's fighting Darth Vader perhaps sometime in season 2. Like that's going to be an amazing, like, worthy of having a movie in itself. I feel like it's like Ahsoka's become, through Clone Wars and through this, like she's become.
She can get a live action movie for sure.
Yeah, one of the, like, up there as one of the best Star Wars characters ever. Like, totally surprised me.
But that raises the question too. Just like all these rebels, is their fate really decided? Because we don't see any of them in episode 4.
True. Yeah, and now, it's up in whatever, you know, just.
And it was interesting if you watched the Rebels recon on this episode.
Yeah,
you were privy to an interview with Filoni about bringing her back.
Yeah,
and what to expect from her in the next seasons. And I thought it was interesting how. Because if you remember, she left as a Padawan still. She was not a full-fledged Jedi Knight,
right?
In the Clone Wars, as far as I remember. Right? I don't think I don't think she had got her knighthood.
I don't know. I don't think so.
So, but it was interesting that Filoni said he can't wait to see for us to see her lightsabers.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
I read an interview. It might have been from the same video, but I didn't get a chance to watch the recon.
But if you see the concept art that was released, her sabers are actually white. There's no color to them.
Yeah.
And he says they are like this simply because she is not a Jedi,
right?
Nor is she a Sith. She's basically a neutral. And which begs the question to me, though, because I don't know if they're going to go explain this, is that the color of the sabers come from the crystals.
Right.
So now are we introducing that there are white crystals out there that can also be made into a lightsaber? I'm assuming there are.
That's an EU thing. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm assuming there's a purple crystal, obviously, somewhere, somehow. And obviously the green and the blues, which are technically for Jedis, but...
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture now. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So Ahsoka Tano, introduced as Fulcrum and a major player in the formation of the rebellion. Like you said, you know, I wish I mean, I do always wish that they would have, finished Clone Wars better. Mm-hmm. Like had a finale to it, an ending. But this does, and I do think Filoni had Ahsoka in mind the whole time, as far as
and Lucas,
yes,
both of them,
about moving her forward into another series. So it is a question of, I don't know. It makes me wonder, like what happens to her and what happens to these guys, because I think it's inevitable now. Of course, the ultimate reveal at the end was that Vader is going to be a big part of season 2, which is incredible.
I mean, now I think it's up in the air that maybe Vader will kill Ahsoka Tano.
That's possible.
Like that's.
Oh man,
that'll settle what happens to her.
Man. Because you know what?
Here we go.
Anakin is Darth Vader. And Anakin trained.
Yeah.
Wow. What is he gonna do when he's?
Is she gonna ever know?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Does she know? I don't know. I mean, she's got to know.
Dave Filoni doesn't. He doesn't reveal it. Dave Filoni says whether or not she knows. I don't know. I don't think she knows. I don't think she will know,
because she wouldn't have been. When the whole Order 66 went down, she wouldn't have been around.
Yeah,
to get that order.
Keeping tabs on what was going on and saw like Anakin from afar, like going in there.
I mean, actually, Bail Organa could have told her.
That's true.
Bail knows.
That would make total sense.
Yeah, she probably does know.
Yeah.
She probably does know.
But no, I mean that would be a great confrontation. That's why I'm just to like have her be like, to call Anakin to Vader's face, like, good to see you again.
Yes,
Anakin. Or what if she called him? What was her nickname for him? And he said Snips. What if he called her Snips?
Yeah. Oh my God, Annie.
He called her like Sky something, didn't it?
Sky Guy.
Sky Guy.
Oh my
gosh. She said
that?
Gosh, and he just like gets so mad and like force chokes her.
Yeah, basically breaks her neck.
Yeah, done.
That is, amazing to see her transformation though into an older.
Yeah, and I didn't notice until my buddy Cody Geiler pointed this out, but her face paint's different, or her face, the white on her face is a little. They added more to it, and I'll kind of show you a picture of it. It's sorry, you guys can't really see.
Now is that actual like skin? Or
that's what I was trying to look up really quick. Like see.
Oh yeah, it's different there.
They're a little bit. It's like a little more on the side there, but I don't know if it's a thing where it just kind of like its skin like it grows as she gets older, or she paints it on her face. I mean, I actually don't know. That is one thing that I do not know about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. So no, really awesome. I mean,
but that is a big.
Yeah.
It's a big. That's a big thing with Anakin and Ahsoka. Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, think about it. That does kind of connect and end Clone Wars. It's Clone Wars started with them too.
Yeah.
And technically, this series could almost end with them too, and ending Ahsoka's kind of storyline. So,
right,
pretty awesome.
Huge.
Yeah, huge. Another, not really, the one thing we didn't get, which I thought we would get a little bit more of, we never got any kind of conclusion or storyline of the parents, Ezra's parents.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll just drag that out.
Because I thought they were going to be involved, and maybe they still could be.
Yeah.
That they were involved in the rebellion, or possibly one of them is Fulcrum, So I'm assuming that's going to be, and then, of course, what we've heard from, if you watch Rebels Recon, what we've heard from Hidalgo and Filoni basically is that season 2 is going to be a lot of backstory of the characters, where they came from, how they got to be, because the novel New Dawn is really just Hera's and Kanan's backgrounds. We don't know anything about Zeb. We don't know anything about Sabine.
Yeah.
We know Ezra's a little bit, but that's where his parents are going to come in, so I'm sure there's going to be more story for that. So I'm assuming, well, they basically said there's going to be a lot of backstory, a lot of character development in this, as well as obviously Vader hunting down the rebels. But the fact that Ahsoka now is a part of the rebellion, one of the ones responsible for the formation of the rebellion. But it's neat to see. I thought it was neat to know that, there are other cells around doing what they're doing, but part of the protocol was they weren't supposed to know anybody else is out there doing that. So cool. Now they all know. And we got about 5 years before Episode 4 shows up. So there's a lot of rebellion, a lot of rebelling going on. That's going to change everything, obviously. But there's one other thing I wanted to. So what did you think the Inquisitor meant when his line before he died? There are far
more greater, worse things than death.
Worse things than death.
I mean, that's just. And I was reading a little bit what Filoni even kind of meant, but he didn't really even give a definite answer. But because he said that to basically threaten Kanan, right? Like, Is that what the context was? Is that what he was talking?
I didn't take it like that. Immediately, the first thing I thought of was his failure to Vader.
His fear of failing to kill these guys. And he basically, because he let go, right?
Oh, yeah.
When he let go, he basically killed himself.
But he's basically saying, if he survives and fails to kill them and capture them, Vader will basically kill him.
Yeah, because it strikes an accord because
that's how this thing started. If you count the scene where Vader at the end of Spark of Rebellion says, you must find these rebels or whatever, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about the Sith too, which reason why it's so interesting is, for the Sith or just dark side users, I guess, death is the worst thing ever possible because to them there's nothing beyond death.
Right.
They don't have the knowledge to become Force ghosts, nor do they even really see it, any purpose behind it. Kind of like accepting death and living with death in a way. Like that's why the Emperor is trying so hard not to die because that's all there is that life, that power that he has there. Because once he dies, all the power is gone for him in his eyes. He has no power. So same thing with the Inquisitor. To his eyes, death is the worst thing, but actually, it seems to him there's things worse than death. So he'd rather kill himself, which is the worst thing to a Sith. He'd rather do that than suffer what Vader or the Emperor even will do to him for his failure. So yeah, it was. I don't know if there's going to be some twist, whatever, revealing what is that thing he was referring to. I think it's probably like you said, just simply probably Vader's torturing him, maybe. I don't know, or just doing something to him because he failed, or
I think he'd just execute him.
That's
why I think he'd just
kill him.
Yeah, or else, like you said, torture him or something.
Yeah.
He's like, there's greater things to fear or something like that than death or something like that. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of. Is there's no way I could face Vader.
Yeah.
If I don't kill you or capture you, because he's gonna do worse things to me than death. Yeah. So I just might as well do it. There
are far worse things than death, is what he said.
Yes, and I think Vader is that far worse thing. So that's how I interpreted it. And you could be right. He could be warning Kanan, because Kanan doesn't know about Vader technically. I guess he could know based on Order 66, but
that's what I first heard. I thought he was threatening him in a way, I won't kill you. I'll do when there's worse things than death. So I won't kill you. I'll do.
Oh, I think he's saying. I think he's saying.
I agree.
There's death is better than what I would face. From failure, and you're gonna face this thing. Now, what I just remember what I was gonna say was what I've read in some reviews and some forums is that Ahsoka. Did Ahsoka and possibly or know Kanan before the Clone Wars happened or during the Clone Wars?
I thought about that. I don't think so. Kanan was a youngling most of the time. He wasn't that old at all, was he?
He was a Padawan,
but
we will find out when the book comes out. He's the last Padawan. That's during the Clone Wars. But, so him and Ahsoka basically are the same age.
Well, you read the first little bit of A New Dawn. I haven't finished it, but it has that one scene when Obi-Wan's talking about the distress call, and Kanan's amongst that crowd.
Right, and that's way before the Clone Wars, right?
It was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's when he's a youngling.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that takes place before Clone Wars.
Okay. So they would be about the same age then.
Yeah, and then according to the book, which is The Last Padawan, it takes place during the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So, and he's a Padawan to his master, which would make him and Ahsoka relatively the same age.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but, I mean, just like Pablo said, there's Jedis that are so scattered sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they know each other,
Maybe, yeah.
but
I mean, Kanan might have said something in Rebels when he saw her, like, oh, it's Ahsoka.
right, and maybe we'll get that in season 2.
Yeah.
But he didn't seem like he acknowledged her at first,
Right.
So
I'm really
and I don't
interested.
know, did he? And there was no mention of her being a Jedi, right? I mean, they didn't say anything like that.
I don't think so.
So maybe they'll get into that a little bit more, But
Hera may not know a whole lot about her. I don't know. But they've talked a lot about Kanan's master a lot, like Inquisitor has a lot, which always interests me, like how he knows so much.
Well, see I thought there was going to be some kind of reveal there that he was a possibly former Jedi that turned dark, maybe one of the Fallen or something like that. But I agree with you. I thought there was more there.
We'll probably get some of that in the comic, I guess. Maybe he killed. I mean, did they figure out how his master died?
Not yet.
So
I think we'll get that in the book.
Yeah.
And that book, I don't think is an ongoing series. I think it's just a limited series. But I think there'll be a lot more there about Kanan's past. But again, what's great about Rebels that really touches on a subject that we haven't really touched on. I guess a little bit in the original trilogy, but technically we haven't run into a full Jedi master yet. Kanan is a unproven Padawan.
Yeah.
Ahsoka has only gotten Padawan training,
Yeah.
So Padawans are the ones right now kind of training Ezra.
It's true.
They're not full-fledged masters, We haven't run into, that like General Coda possibly, that was a Jedi master in the Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
You wonder if Ezra will ever possibly go see Yoda.
Or Obi-Wan.
Or see Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan would be more likely.
Obi-Wan would be more likely. So we don't know that. I mean, it's big question marks going on with this.
Yeah, they just need to go to Tatooine for some reason, and he'll, inevitably he'll bump into.
And that's another thing they talked about in season 2 is a lot of different worlds.
Good.
Finally.
Yeah,
I'm done with Lothal.
Yeah.
Get away from there. Now that they know there's other cells out there, I think there's a lot more stuff going on. So
yeah.
So if you can't wait for to see season 2, we don't know when the premiere is going to be, obviously, on television on Disney XD, but season 2, the premiere of season 2 will show at Anaheim, Star Wars Celebration Anaheim.
Yeah.
Special panel there that will show and air the season finale of season 2. Rumor has it out there that I've read that they are planning on releasing season 2 earlier, like in the summer.
Ooh. And
then, do you know that there's this announcement of a new Lego series that's happening with the droids, with C-3PO and R2. It's been Yoda Chronicles.
Yeah.
It's like Tales from the Droids or something like that is the new Lego series that's going to come out. Apparently, that's going to run, but it's like Yoda Chronicles, which is like every once a month or something like that. Yeah,
goofy stuff.
But apparently that's going to be kind of running in the fall, leading up to what we're going to get. Obviously, is episode 7. So,
okay.
But I don't know. I don't know if season 2's. I don't see that happening. To be honest, I see kind of season 2 starting during
just a normal
September or something
schedule.
Like that. Yeah. Rebel news is Freddie Prinze Jr., who plays Kanan. His wife, Sarah Michelle Gellar, has been cast in season 2. We don't know her character yet, but she is cast in season 2 of Star Wars Rebels.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I think that's the one thing too about the show. There's not one voice person or voice character that I don't like in this. I think they're all knocking it out. The guy who's playing Tarkin is awesome.
Spot on.
Yes.
Spot on, sir.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. He even has the cool rolling the R's, because Tarkin rolls his R's a lot. Your rebel friends. Like,
that's right.
Like, it's really good.
He does a good job. I can't do that. I tell you what, though, I'm a little surprised that they killed off the Inquisitor.
Really?
I mean, are you not?
I'm not surprised. No, I thought, because it's an Inquisitor. There are more Inquisitors, so I thought he would die. I mean, I didn't know. I wasn't for sure he would die. Like, I didn't say like, oh, he's gonna die. I wouldn't have been surprised if he died, because I always thought that you can bring in another villain,
right?
So I thought it was a really good moment for that. But I did read some people, or this one interviewer talking to Filoni, I think, saying, or something like that, where is that going to take away from the show, because Inquisitor has such a strong image for the show, like just his face, had such a strong visual image, and kind of being like, this is the villain of Rebels, like this is a very iconic villain for Rebels kind of thing, but he's gone. First season, he's gone. So is that going to hurt the show? But not really, because they replaced him with an even more iconic villain.
Exactly.
The most iconic villain probably at all, like
of all time.
And that is crazy. Like, Vader is back he is back in Star Wars. We never thought that would really happen, but
and we will truly see, I guess, how he basically stands next to Tarkin. Mm-hmm. He's not like, he's, it's just not, it's not like he's out there doing his own thing. I mean, he's taking orders from Tarkin, and this will translate all the way to episode 4, the way it stands, I mean, he's his right-hand man, and he's taking his orders from Tarkin, and obviously I definitely think we'll get some glimpse or appearance from the Emperor at some point.
That'd be cool.
So,
very good.
Yeah, very good. I think the next question that we can mull over and think is who's the first character we're going to see besides Vader now from the original trilogy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
I think it's a matter of time for Princess Leia. I think it's just a matter.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time. I think Obi-Wan is another matter of time. We've technically seen him already in a hologram, but
Bail's involved. We'll have some kind of glimpse.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe they go to Alderaan or something. How cool is it, though, just really quick, too, in the fight between Kanan and Inquisitor? Like, you never thought this, I feel like an idiot for not thinking this myself, when Kanan sticks those 2 lightsabers in the center of Inquisitor's, handle, and just goes sideways and breaks it. Like, what an idiot. Like, what did he say? Like, I'll show you, he has a cool line there, like, how,
power,
I'll show you, the true power, something like that, whatever. And, he just does it. Inquisitor looks at him like, dang it. Like, that's,
wait, what?
I didn't even think about that.
Design flaw. Design flaw.
Like, idiot. Stupid. Rookie mistake. But no, really
that's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed season 1. I can't believe it's over already. Season 1 of Star Wars Rebels.
Was it 13 episodes even?
There's 13 episodes. Yeah. But that does not include Spark of Rebellion.
Yeah.
So technically, and you got a couple of those
shorts there.
So I think it was Spark of Rebellion, 4 shorts, and the entire season, 13 episodes of Star Wars Rebels. So be sure to check out. If for some reason you haven't seen it, be sure to check out. I'm sure it's going to be on Netflix very, very soon, if not already. But anyway. If you want to see the season 2 premiere, Star Wars Celebration, the cast of Rebels will be there, Freddie Prinze Jr. and others, among others. So awesome time. All right, so that's all the Star Wars we got, I think.
That's all.
Check out also. I don't know if anybody out there has been either has entered into the Star Wars Fan Film Awards or is following it. Monday, March 9th. So that's this coming Monday. You will get a chance to vote on the 25
The films.
the films that are part of the series, part of the awards. So hopefully our film, Star Wars Bounty, will make the cut. We will let you know next week. If we don't make it, we might not let you know.
Yeah. Or should we tweet it?
Just kind of, we'll definitely tweet it. For
Hey,
sure,
we're in.
We're there.
We're there.
All right. So, just to make my correction, Heir to the Jedi was intended to be the final installment in the Empire and Rebellion series, but is now a standalone book, part of the continuity. Empire Rebellion. The Empire and Rebellion series was involved Razor's Edge and Honor Among Thieves. So, again, Heir to the Jedi is now canon, so go check that out.
I'm excited to read it. I don't know. Like, I haven't really read a Star Wars book that I did not like. I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's rare that I don't like something Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely read it.
Yeah, I forgot, and you reminded me. The other first person point of view Star Wars book is called I, Jedi, which I read a while back, and I absolutely loved it.
It was written by Kevin Hearn, wasn't it?
No.
Was it?
I think it was Stackpole, I think. I can't remember. But that was a great book. It was huge. And it actually introduced us to a new character that I absolutely love, Corran Horn. And so what's cool about him is his lightsaber is a silver lightsaber. And he made it to where he can extend it a little bit.
Michael Stackpole,
yeah. Really cool book, I, Jedi. If you want to continue reading Legends books, I recommend that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, good story.
Okay. Trivia. This question from Obsessive Star Wars comes from 2356. Way back here in Return of the Jedi. Jedi. Okay, 2356. Here we go. Where did the stuck-up TT-811 droid work?
What?
Where did the stuck-up TT-8L droid work? A, the second Death Star. B, Jabba the Hutt's palace. C, on the shuttle Tidarium. Or D, in the shield bunker.
Quite a question. I know this droid exactly. That's not true.
Was it TT?
TT, it's my nickname.
Yeah.
TT-8L. 8L droid. The stuck-up. So he's a stuck-up droid. Second Death Star. Jabba the Hutt's palace. On the shuttle Tidarium. In the shield bunker. I am... double check my memory bank here. I'm gonna say B.
B.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba's palace.
Jabba the Hutt's palace.
It was for me. It was between that. For some reason, I'm leaning towards D, the shield bunker. So,
I'm referring to the shield bunker on Endor. Am I correct?
Endor. Oh yeah, this is Return of the Jedi. For some reason, I was thinking about Hoth. So the bunker, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said anything.
I probably shouldn't have.
That's all right.
I mean, it's not the. I don't remember a droid on the shuttle Tidarium. Second Death Star.
I think I know who they're talking about.
Do you really?
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with B as well because that's the only place I think droids. Another droid would be.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go B.
Yeah, because this is the droid that was with R2D2. Aren't you a feisty little one? Is that right? Is that from episode 4? When he was on the Sandcrawler. I always get those scenes mixed up. I think this is that brown one.
That's on, but this is Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Let me see.
So, I think he's the.
Oh, this is Jabba. This is the droid in the door of Jabba's palace. The ball, that little ball, kind of.
Oh, it's the gatekeeper droid.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Wow.
Irregardless.
That's right.
We got it right.
We got it right.
We know our stuff.
Because we're awesome.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome.
Now I'll forever know.
All right, so that is our show, Inside the Force. Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. InsideTheForce.com. Listen to all of our shows. Follow us on Twitter at Inside the Force. And, of course, hit us up on YouTube, youtube.com/21network to get all kinds of videos from this show as well as all of our great podcasts. All right, so we'll be back next week to talk more Star Wars, review some more comics. No more Rebels talk, unfortunately.
Oh, me.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure we'll find something to talk about, though. So,
Oh, boy.
for Casey Cooley.
Your friend is quite the mercenary. I wonder if he really cares about anything or anybody.
Nice, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a lot of interesting quotes, I feel like. She complains a lot. I almost went for a
She does.
complaining quote from episode 4.
And in this book, she's actually kind of complaining a lot, too.
Yeah.
So,
Just like Family Guy does a good spoof of the Star Wars trilogy, and they do a great job making fun of Princess Leia.
yes, they do. All right, we appreciate everybody. Hit us up with some questions on Inside the Force at Inside the Force, or hit us up on email info@insidetheforce.com. He's Kryptonium1138 on Twitter. Give him a follow. I am D Cottingham21. Give me a follow, and we will check you out next week. For Casey,
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm David Cottingham, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.